How long was I out? Yes, hello and welcome to a brand new season and a brand new year of Feedbackula, the show based on what you've been saying about the games industry. The good, the bad and the frankly terribly offensive. This week, with the release of DmC Devil May Cry, we're arguing about numbers again. And haircuts, we're also arguing about haircuts.
Yours is rubbish.
I'm well aware of that, thank you. So, after a lengthy hiatus, Devil May Cry has finally returned, bringing with it the demon hunting action you know and love. Well, not quite. In an attempt to rejuvenate the franchise, Capcom outsourced it to British game developers Ninja Theory, who gave Devil May Cry a solid reboot. Our very own Mark Walton reviewed the game, giving it 8 out of 10. In particular, he praised the combat, design and voice acting. A lot of you, however, were not convinced.
Evaluation is not good. Mark Walton, play the game again.
See, in rebooting the franchise, Ninja Theory took a bold step in redesigning Dante, replacing his trademark floppy white hair with a short brown crop and changing his wardrobe to boot. This resulted in what can be best described as a rage explosion. Here, watch.
If it was the only game on PS3, if it was the last game about DmC, if it was the only game in the market, I am never buying this piece of shit. It's destroying the legacy of all Devil May Cry games without exception. It destroyed the image of Dante and is destroyed the text and storyline, turning it into lame, silly show of nudity. I hate it! A real DmC fan will never accept this beloved game to go to this disgusting level of insulting and about people who talk about 2013. To hell with you! Have some emotions.
Still have zero interest playing as this Dante. Bring back the other guy. He was actually cool.
I liked the old Dante better, cause he has white hair, this Dante has black hair and bad claws. Old Dante for the win.
Please be a troll, please.
Well, another crappy game for 2013. How sad that Capcom couldn't have made the real Dante show up. But oh well, there's always next year or two for a proper and real DmC. Other than that, let the junky crackheads have fun with this POS drug addict emo twink. I won't support garbage. Hope it flops hard.
Who is surprised they turned Mega Man into an overweight child molester?
Mark Walton only gave this game an 8 because him and Dante have the same haircut. /sarcasm.
Tactical, I want to buy you a beer.
I still don't see what the all the crying about the game is for. What changes are so significant that fans of the old games just absolutely hate this? Dante looks different, okay, slight frustration. The gameplay still looks the same. He has all these different weapons, you do combos and crazy shit. Isn't that what DmC was? Dante still has the same personality, pretty much. He's cocky and kicks ass. That's what DmC was, right? So what's the f***ing problem?
It's rubbish in every way. Yes, they can create a better version of the old combat system. Yes, they can improve graphic and visual compare to the old game. And yes, they can tell a good story, not great, but good one. But why the hell they just removed the character that we loved the most? That we had so much memory with, or in some way bounded with. I never liked a hack and slash game, but I did love Dante. And then they just felt to reboot the game so they could remove his character. For me, this one is just an ordinary game that someone just liked it more than me, but he just rates it and I'm not.
That was genuinely the end of the comment, by the way.
You know you want the pizza dick.
I refuse to like this game. Changing Dante and the rest of the game the way they did, in my opinion, is the same as changing Solid Snake and the rest of MGS. It should never happen, yet it did in this case. Shame on you, Capcom and Ninja Theory, for ruining one of my all-time favorite and beloved franchises. Will not buy and will not rent. It's a matter of principle for me.
That's the ticket. If only more people thought like Grey Flare and buried their head in the sand at the first sign of something they didn't like, the world would be a much better place. Probably.
They said they're probably never going to make a Final Fantasy VII HD remake.
So some people are angry with New Dante and some are in favour of New Dante. What is most abundantly clear, though, is that people on both sides of the aisle are very, very angry. Even my landlord weighed in on the matter.
Rent!
You'll have it by the end of the month. Stop bothering me at work. Of course, while a lot of the people weighing in on our DmC review were focused on the aesthetics, that's not all they discussed. For one thing, the frame rate on the console versions has been slowed from 60 frames per second to 30, which is precisely half as sexy. Gameplay-wise, a lot of people have been saying the combat feels slow by comparison with the rest of the series, and last but not least, the lock-on button is gone.
I don't know if this is going to be good, but so far the facts are I don't like this Dante bring back the old one. I played the demo and way too easy with it, very slow movements. The powers or abilities aren't as cool as in the previous games. I only found good graphics, but all reboots are wrong, they should not exist. Way something is good is like suddenly the want to reboot Gore and make a young Kratos with hair and cursing everyone, it's just wrong and that's my opinion. I hope they bring back the old series with Nero or Virgil, at least for PS Vita, why not?
The problem isn't the westernization or Dante's hair. It's the fact that they nerfed the difficulty for a mainstream audience. I don't think this game will do as well as Capcom expects. To me, this is Umbrella Chronicles all over again.
DmC is the new definition of what we call a piece of
The game itself looks worse than the demo, and the choppy FPS is inexcusable for a DmC game. Forget the fans hating the new look and characters. The game itself looks technically flawed.
Cool recognizes cool, and Ninja Theory is trying way too hard. First it was Dante smoking, then the emo haircut, and now he's standing naked in front of young girls. What's the point of all that? To distract us from the slower paced combat, lack of target lock-on, and butchering of characters like Virgil? I see through that juvenile nonsense. This is nothing more than a remnant of the former DmC. Give it to Platinum Games and let them do it proper justice.
If only people had been up in arms about the Crash Bandicoot and Spyro the Dragon reboots a few years back. Sigh.
Tell it, brother! Now, getting irked over the console frame rate being lowered is understandable, though it should be noted the PC version will kick the frame rate back up to the usual glorious 60 FPS. That should keep the PC elitists happy. And of course, as with every review, there are the people who don't defend the game or attack it either. They just have a go at us instead. No change this week, then.
Fact, this game sucks, and the reviewer sucks even more!
How do you know the ending before the game came out? Give me a break, Marquet.
It seems that Capcom learned from Resident Evil 6 now. They paid the reviewers, plus the incentive that it's a Western developer, that every game reviewer seems to give a good score even when the game is not that good. This should be the review of Resident Evil 6.
Oh, would you just get over Resident Evil 6 already?
Only an 8 out of 10 you're taking the piss? Your review on brilliant games suck like hell. And crap games get super good reviews. What the hell is wrong with you, Piop?
Of course, they get a British guy to review the British game.
I don't want a racist approach, but look at this. Mark Alex Volson is British, and this game is developed by the British too. Get the picture?
Oh gosh, you caught us. It's all one big British conspiracy. To be fair, Mark was going to review it slightly differently, only the Queen intervened.
Hello? Mark Walton?
Yes, Mom?
Mr. Walton, the new Devil May Cry. I just finished it. What do you think?
Well, to be honest, Mom, I was thinking a 7 was pretty good.
No. A score that low won't do. Ninja Theory are a British studio, or have you forgotten that, you specky Give it an 8 or I'll cut your bollocks off.
So, ultimately, DmC Devil May Cry may not be what you were expecting given the franchise legacy. You may well be disappointed in the new direction, and that's fair enough. It was a drastic move and definitely won't please everybody. But would you really rather have no new Devil May Cry than something a bit different? Currently, DmC's Metacritic rating sits at 86, but users across the internet seem to be giving the game a good old savaging. It just goes to show how greatly opinion can be divided over one single issue. issue in the games industry, and how funny the shit said on both sides of the aisle can be. And with that, that's almost it from me. Just time for my favourite comment of the week.
Who's Guy Cocker? Is he the brother of Jarvis?
Sure, why not? Anyway, I'll be back next week, but in the meantime, please feel free to bash me or Devil May Cry in the comments box below, or on Twitter if you like. It might make you feel better.